What's up guys, it's Chachi Power here to do a quick review for the Mazinger Z DX Chogokin from Bandai. This is one of the most ambitious releases to date. It's a big departure from the other stuff they're doing. You guys will see what I'm talking about as we move on with the review. But I do want to start off with the packaging. I do have an unboxing video you guys might want to check out. I might put it up at a later time. But here's some snapshots I took. As you can see, the box is humongous. It's gigantic and it's very hard to tell from the picture. Just trust me, it's really big. I'll do some comparison photos with my little daughter in a second. The box does have a nice slip cover. It's got some nice matte finishes with the glossy parts all over it. Very cool graphics. Now when I did say the box was big, here's my almost 2-year-old daughter next to the box. So to keep this review short, I've already taken him out. I've already got him on display inside of his hanger. You'll see the hanger right here. Now, I can't display the whole entire hanger in the view of the camera because this thing is just gigantic. But what I'm going to do is open this up for you. But actually, before I do that, I just want to at least let you see what the hanger looks like. It's got like this nice little rivet design going on. It's got the little piece right here for your fingers to go in to be able to open it. It also does have a light switch on the back, which unfortunately it's very hard to move around in this little area. But let me go ahead and open it so you guys can see Mazinger Z himself. Alright, so that's very impressive. Obviously you have to put it together. You have to put him inside the base. You have to clip all the little pieces on the side. That's what I love about this set, is the parts that you're not using can clip onto the sides right here. So before we get into a little bit of the detail, you'll see right here there's a little rectangle which is actually meant for this little plaque. You'll see it says the DX Mazinger right here. It's an actual metal plate which I want to show you guys. I'm not going to attach it. I kind of like the look of the mysterious box when people walk into the living room and see a big black box. But this is the, oops, upside down. There's a metal plate here. Alright, and it's also got the double-sided tape for you to use to put it on. So you would just go ahead and put that on there if you like. For now, at least, I'm leaving it out. And it's also in this little baggie. It has this full-color booklet here, which is the, I guess, the history of the old Chogokin, all the way up to the DX. Alright, I do highly recommend any of these figures here. The Chogokin line is just superb. Now if you don't want to spend too much, you can get the Super Robot Chogokin, which right now you can get for about 30-40 bucks. Definitely recommended if you can't spring for this very expensive piece. But right here it's got a picture of the creator, Go Nagai, holding his robot here. Looks very happy, don't you think? You know, to have your creation turn into something very special. A lot of Japanese. I mean, I really wish I could read Japanese. I tried to learn. But yeah, so it's got this, and it's got all its gimmicks, you know, the pile to docking, the I forgot everything what it's called, but you know, you got the breast fire here, and rocket punch, rocket punch, and let's see, some more stuff back here for you guys to check out. Some artwork, very nice stuff going on over here in this little booklet. Let's see the last page, just more Japanese, and here's the drawing, I guess, where this Mazinger Z was inspired from. You know, you can see and that's pretty much the same way I have it displayed. You'll see, well, I'll show you the rest of the figure in a second, but you'll see he's got the armor off and the armor on that side. Let's see what else we got in this little booklet. We have, oh, this right here, which is for the Scrander piece, the accessory that's coming on with the iron cutters, which, yeah, I am getting. Wasn't planning on it, but this piece is too special to leave alone. Then it also has this right here. I guess it's a small manga. I'm not sure. Haven't opened it yet, but it's got some great artwork. And then, of course, you have your instructions. Now, you do have the Japanese instructions which talk about the angles that you can use the remote on, which, yeah, I haven't showed you guys the remote, but there is a remote for use with this set. And I'll explain how that works. So this shows you the angles that you can actually, you know, use the remote with. And then you got this right here, which is included with all the US bound Mazinger Zs. And this is regarding the Rocket Punch, because there is a lot of problems with people not being able to attach the arm properly, and it was a little tricky at first. You know, I tried to do it on my own. Finally, I had to refer to the instructions, and I realized you have to hold it this way to click them in, and you have to line everything up perfect. So it's a good thing they included that, just to keep people from having a lot of problems. And then, of course, the very last thing you get is the instruction booklet. It's a color instruction booklet, nothing too fancy, just has a little bit of shading going on just to highlight the pieces that they are referring to. Shows you how to put all the panels on, how to put the batteries in, and all that. So, very good. Now, we can finally move on to the figure. So the way I've chosen to display mine is half armored and half showing the internals. And it's really hard to leave the armor on, because it just looks so amazing, and it's really hard to leave the armor off. So I'm glad Bandai lets you choose the halfway look here, which lets you still have the armor from one side and show off the internal bits on the other. Now, of course, we do have these beams here getting in the way, so let me just open that so you can see all the beauty of Mazinger. Move this little crane out of the way, open up the bottom here also, and again, we'll just pan down so you can check everything out really closely, and just look at all that detail, guys. This is just very well made figure. Now, a lot of people do complain because it's not very toy-like. It is articulated, it is a Chogokin, but it's mostly meant for display. You know, you're not really going to be playing around too much with this thing, so I don't really care about that stuff. Now, the panels are removable. I do want to show you what it looks like with the panels on and with everything completely off. So, even though I do only have the halfway armor put on, you'll see if we cover it halfway, it's still Mazinger there. Now, instead of just putting another half panel here, which would give you the seam lines going all the way down the middle, they do give you extra set of panels to just make the complete look. So they've gone all out and thought of everything. You know, there are some things that can be improved, but overall, a very beautiful piece. Now, what I'm going to do is remove all the panels so you guys can see what it looks like without all the armor on. So this comes off. It's just simply on there with a magnet. This piece just pops right off. It's held down there really nice with these nice little soft plastic pegs. All right. Then we got this little side panel here, which just clips right off. Everything clips off very nicely. It has a nice like feel to it. It's not anything where you think you're going to break tabs or anything like that. It just comes off pretty nice. And take this off. All right, look at that. All right, so I've gone ahead and taken everything off just to save a little bit of time. So you'll see he's completely just naked, no clothes, just all his internals showing, even down to the hands, which I thought was a really neat little feature there. Just everything, just anything that would be showing if you completely cut everything off on the front. Now you'll notice he doesn't have a face because the half face, which is right here, you don't actually take the panels off of this face. It just comes with this right here, which is a full non-armored head, which you just simply attach to the top. Alright, you'll notice I've also taken the hover powder off, which is right here, and you'll see that there is a little Koji Kabuto right in there. Look at that, right behind the little window on the hover powder. So we're going to go ahead and put that hover powder right inside of Mazinger and just pop it right in that little peg. Now just take a moment to just let that sink in. Look at all the beautiful metallics. Look at all the paint apps. Can you guys even understand the amount of work that has to go in to apply all these paint apps to a mass-produced figure? It's a lot of steps. And that's where most of the money is going. Mostly the die-cast content and the paint applications. And just look at the way everything is just laid out. You got all the armor pieces off to the left here. You got the full face, you got the thighs, you got the lower legs, the shoulder, and the forearms. And then you got the full chest plate right down at the bottom there on the left. Then on the right side you got the briefs and waist, also legs and forearms, the shoulder. And as we move up, you'll see his thighs and bicep covers. Now the cool thing about the Hangar is the fact that it has these LEDs right at the bottom of the base. It's these little bad boys right here which you can swivel around. Alright, they move back and forth just like that, and they're very, very powerful. powerful LEDs. Now I'm going to show you what that looks like, and I do want to show you with the armor off because it is a very intense display here. Alright, so what I'm going to do is just shut off some of these lights here. Shut off the top lights and the side lights, and let's turn on the LED feature. Look at that, guys. Look at that. This thing is beautiful. Look at the way it just shines right on them. Now the effect obviously is going to have more in it. Now the effect obviously the hell? Is this normal, guys? This thing is spitting up water during my review of Mazinger. Now, of course, these LEDs will have more of an effect with everything completely off. I do have some lights in here, but you get the idea of how beautiful it looks with these LEDs on. And it's obviously much more dramatic if you have all the armor off because it shows off all the beautiful colors on the set. Now, before we take him out of there and show you all the extra stuff, I forgot to show you guys this little vehicle which works on Mazinger. And this thing moves up and down. This moves forward with the crane here. You can put it on there so it looks like it's working on Mazinger. Now it's also got this little one off to the side. When you close this, you can bring this forward and have the crane touching them as if they're trying to take the panels off. Now I actually carried this set from my living room to my review area. All I did was close the little side doors and brought it up. He's held on there, I'm not going to say super firm, but he's held on there with a brace on the back. So I don't recommend you guys, flip it upside down and stuff, but he's on there okay. He's not going to flop over from slight movements. But let's pull this guy out and you'll see what I'm talking about in the back. This actually clips on to this runner right back here and it holds it in. And he's got this little thing going on to the back, which when you pull out, the little door closes right behind it. Alright, so now that we got him out, we're going to put some armor on, see what he looks like. Alright, so here I have him out with all his parts that we are going to attach. Well, mostly all of them. Some of them I might not even use, like this half chest piece. We're not going to use the half chest piece. You already saw what he looks like with that in the beginning. We're going to use the full chest piece. So like I said, you can have the half chest piece and then just apply the other half to make a complete robot. But if you don't want those seam lines running down the middle, Bandai has given you an extra chest. You notice he does come with these standard. Now you notice he does come with these standard fists here, alright, which you put the little cover on. But what I'm going to do for this is use the optional articulated hands, which have little movable fingers, alright, and you also have the little thumb that moves. So that's a pretty cool feature. We'll show you guys that. What I want to do is start off with the feet here. Pop the foot on. Now, that's one thing I want to show you guys, that these plates, the panels, are die-cast metal. Good try flicking that with my nail there. But it is a thick die-cast. It's not stamped. It's not like a stamped thin steel. It is molded and thick. Probably bang them next to these two. So you'll hear that very good, thick die cast, beautifully painted. Alright, so we'll go and attach this other one here. Then we'll go on and attach the thighs. I think you can put either one on either side. Pop that in there. Alright, and it snaps rather nicely. It's not anything that feels like it's going to break or whatever, which is really cool. So got those on. Then we want the thigh pieces, which again, die cast metal. Go ahead and attach those just like that. Now we move on to the fists. I do want to remove, let's take this off first here, shall we? As we move on to the fists, I do want to be careful not to snap it off the elbow, which comes very easily, but gotta pop this bad boy off. Alright, now you'll see the elbow has come off anyway, which is a annoyance on this figure to say the least. But check out the detail on that fist. So the springs on each hand right here, they almost look like they could be functional springs, but they're not. Just very highly detailed. And what we're going to do is replace it with this articulated hand. Go ahead, pop that one in. Now this would be a good chance to show you how this has to be put on. You'll see there's notches right here all along the elbow piece, and there's also notches right here. Okay, so what you want to do is line up the notch with that notch, and then you have to push this little red cable in, which brings this piece high enough to snap into the inside of the arm. So once you have that lined up right there, you just push in and it snaps right in, and now it's held on. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and put the hand on the other one, and we'll attach his briefs here like that. Then get the little waist piece, snap that bad boy on. This is actually the first time I will be putting all the armor on, since I bought it not too long ago. So next is the chest piece. Alright. Oh, actually, before I even put the chest piece on, I do want to finish the neck here. Take off the half piece here, put the full piece neck. Then these bicep pieces, you don't snap on, you kind of have to just slide them on, I found out. Put them this way, and they slide in. There we go. Perfect. I was having a lot of trouble trying to snap them in. Don't want to do that because they're actually slide-in pieces. So next we'll go ahead and attach these shoulder pieces. Snap them right on. Now we could do the chest piece. Alright, looking good so far. Now you do have the choice of using standard solid red chest plates or the translucent red ones. Alright, we're going to start off with the solid red ones just to give them the regular Mazinger Z look. Alright, and next we do want to attach the face. And of course we want the full face. So pop that on, just like that. And finally, dock the hover powder. Now you'll see you can move the little hover pieces out of the way. Show you what it looks like all around before we pop it in. And there's a little tab right here on the top, and you can just dock it right on there, and you're done. Oops, not really. I kind of forgot to put the forearm pieces, so we'll go ahead and do that. Way to go. Attach the forearm pieces, and here is the finished Mazinger Z. And whoa, whoa, whoa. Once you have everything on, it's freaking heavy. I know a lot of people said it's not heavy. This is heavy, guys. When you have all the metal armor on, it does become a very heavy figure. Now I do want to do a size comparison. We got a little MP10 Optimus Prime, which looks really teeny next to him. How about a 1/6 scale Batman? You'll see he's actually even taller. Maybe not counting the little ears there, but he is taller than Batman. And here he is with one of those big scale Thundercats from Mezco. So you'll see Mazinger Z is a very tall robot. Now we'll go over his articulation. Now Mazinger Z is not really meant to be a toy, and I will say that right off the bat. If you're looking to battle with other robots, this is not for you. This is way too expensive to fool around with, and it's not really meant for that. Sure, you can pose it, but it's not meant to be played with like an action figure. So we'll go ahead and start off with the head. The head can look up and down on its own, and you'll see the neck also moves back and forth on its own. Now this is one of those things that another complaint for a lot of people is that these things come off very easily. They're just held on with a small magnet. So any touching of this, you'll see it's just going to fall right off. You do have your shoulders that are on a ratchet. You do have the swivel here, and you do have the elbow, which you kind of have to be careful not to pop it off, but the elbow does fold in. You do have a waist. Now to show you the waist, I do remove these pieces here because they will fly off, but it does have a waist. It will spin around. You do have the legs here that go forward and back. A couple of clicks. I don't want to push it too much, but you do have ratchets there. Then you have the ratcheted knees. Very cool ratchets there. And then you have the feet, which actually have pistons. You'll see the pistons right in there. And they're actually functional. And of course the hands, which I did show you earlier, which are also articulated. Fingers can come out. You can make the rock and roll devil horns if you want. You can do various things with this. Now we're finally going to get to his gimmicks. So he does have an electronic gimmick. to turn the gimmick on, you do have to remove this chest plate, which is a pain in the butt. It's a little easier if you have the half chest plate on or no chest plate at all. But you will press this button and you'll see he makes a sound. Alright, and once you have that pressed in, you can go ahead and grab the remote, and there's various buttons for different things. You can actually do combination of buttons. You can find a bunch of them there. I found the two that I want to show you, which is actually the hover powder docking and the breast fire, which took me a little while to figure out because I was just amazed at everything else on this figure. But yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. We'll put the chest back on. The figure will shut itself off after about 5 minutes of inactivity, so you do want to play with it during that time so you don't have to take everything off. Then you want to turn the remote on. Now when you go to put batteries on this, this is a slide off plate, but you want to push in this little button right here. Don't try and force it like I was when I first got it. You have to actually push this button in to allow you to slide it up. So we're going to go ahead and turn it on, and what we're going to do now is check out the song, which is the lower left here. So it's not insanely loud, but once you have it in the hanger, it does echo off the back of the hanger, which I thought was really cool. My daughter loves dancing to this song. The next one I want to show you is the middle lower button. I love this song. It's a really cool song. Then I'm going to show you the lower right. So it's got that song there. So I'm just going to shut off the lights because I want to show you the light gimmicks. I'm going to press the top left and bottom left together. There you go. Activated his lights there for the hover powder, and I think this is breast fire, but let me put a different song on. I want to put this song on. Sounds a little bit cooler, and then we'll do the breast fire. So it's just great gimmicks. Great. This is insane stuff. I love the hover powder one too, so let's check that one out again. Alright, and then breast fire again, since that one's cool. Anything with breast and fire is awesome. And then there's different combinations. Each one does different things. And just basically just mess around with the combinations. And you can get them to do different things. So you can see, guys, it's a lot of fun to play with this. I could sit here all of the review and do this, but you know, we do have to move on. Just show you that one really quick. So overall, a very, very cool gimmick. In case you guys want to see what it looks like in the hanger with all his armor on, here it is. Take a gander at that. Alright guys, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for me. I'm going to put him back in his half armor mode so I can display the other half beautifully in my living room. And I hope you guys did enjoy the video. I know it was a little bit short compared to other stuff, but it's really, you can make a 3-hour video if you want of this, but it's really not necessary. I covered all the basics. Everybody else on the internet covered every little minute detail, but I hope you guys enjoyed it regardless. And if you like the videos, guys, like them. If you want to subscribe so you can find out when I release new stuff, do that too, guys. And until next time, bye-bye.